This is a certified hood classic.
And today, man, we're getting ready to check out some more Bill Burr, but this one, we're actually getting ready to do one by my boy Patrick, man. It said The Victims of Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's comedic persona is the loud, overconfident guy at the end of the bar. He fearlessly voices exactly what is on his mind, whether he is on daytime television or sitting across the table from you. However, Bill cannot be dismissed as some blue-collar loudmouth drunk. He is highly educated and will accurately expose your insecurities. These are some of the people who have been trolled, intimidated, and dismantled by the gab of Bill Burr.
All right, now let's make sure we put some respect on some people's names, all right? I don't think he dismantled. Well, no, he's definitely dismantled some people. Let me shut up and let me just see what he got to say, bro.
Starting with Theo Von, one of the sweetest and most beloved comedians who was robbed of his charm. In 2019, Theo Von invited Bill to be on his This Past Weekend podcast. At this point in his career, Theo was just starting to become a household name. However, Bill wasn't very familiar with his material nor his fan base, which set the conversation off to a weird start. Theo was a huge fan of Bill, and naturally started picking Bill's brain about the comedy and entertainment industry. So from the beginning, they established a hierarchy where Theo seems like an aspiring comic looking for advice.
I was just like experienced like a ton of stress, man, burnt out. You know, I've been on the same tour for this hour for almost over a year now.
You got to toughen up, man.
Yeah, you're right, huh?
You know,
what do I do?
Camouflage hat, looking like a fucking backwoods guy, all tough and shit. You can't handle doing your hour again. I mean, come on, man, suck it up.
Bill probably had a hard time relating to Theo's mental health struggles since he grew up around blue-collar Boston men who worked themselves into an early grave.
Yeah, you know, it just all depends where you from, bro. Like, on some real talk, it really do depend where you from, because some people, they might look at it like, man, yeah, I get the burnout thing, but it's like, bro, come on. At the end of the day, you're doing what you want to do. You're doing what you love to do. You out, you making money. Just go on that grind, bro. Make that money and shut the fuck up about it and make that money, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know when you have the opportunity. And well, you know, you never know when you have this opportunity. And I'm always an advocate of you'll have an opportunity if you create it, but you know, you already got this one. Just take advantage of it.
Then again, this was just harmless ball busting, but an early sign of what was about to come.
I just think I have a tough time working with other people sometimes, you know? I just think
I would say get over that. Get over yourself and get over that, because there's a lot of great people in this business and you're going to miss out. And I don't know.
No,
you know what?
I
You'll
totally
say
respect that.
your loved ones will save money on the funeral costs because no one's going to go, so there's not going to be too many snacks they got to put together.
You could see Bill was about to be more serious with Theo, but then paused and decided to defer to a silly joke. That wouldn't last.
She'd have a rough day and she'd come in. And
I don't remember the whole show.
I can explain it to you.
Yeah.
If I can explain it to
you.
Guy just I don't know what that is. All right.
No, I believe it.
I'm not into it. I don't want to hear it. I got it. Your show. Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about old shows then.
We don't have to.
Patty Duke. What about that?
You made me feel like an asshole, like that was the 15th time I brought it up.
Bill is becoming increasingly agitated with him, but Theo is making a huge mistake here. Theo is known for his airheaded yet poetic thoughts about life. He also speaks exactly what is on his mind, but it feels like the intrusive thoughts of someone with more heart than brains. Theo keeps switching in and out of being serious and being funny, making it difficult for Bill to riff with him.
I get it. They just weren't really compatible, I guess. I think Bill not understanding exactly where he's at, I think that probably is what, you know, that probably what set it off. But, you know, I don't know. I'm going to see what he said. But, you know, off rip, I think that I can kind of see what's going on here.
Both can't decide when the other person is making a joke or being serious, and by the end, Theo felt defeated, and Bill could sense it.
What about The Nice Guys? Oh, you got to see that.
Oh, what's The Nice Guys?
No, I don't know. I think you're looking down. You got your jaw out. You got your jaw out. It's very confrontation. I'm feeling like you're not liking my suggestions. You just like, you like the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This guy's dead to me. He's dead to me.
This was like watching two guys having to hang out because their wives are friends.
Damn.
This is what it looks like when your two cool friends meet for the first time and don't hit it off like you thought.
Damn.
Bill said he had a great time, but fans provided empathy for Theo since they know he is humble and vulnerable. They could tell he was disappointed with himself, and Theo addressed the pod a few days later.
He was Bill Burr to a T. He's brash. He's poignant. He's exact.
I can respect this.
You know, he really is like a NASA, you know, like a rocket. You know, and I'm more like sometimes like Phil Armstrong, you know? You find me just kind of moseying around on the moon, you know, monitoring how I feel.
You see, Bill only gets serious.
For some reason, it just seems like he's going through something. Like, I don't know what it is. It just seems like every time I catch a clip, maybe because I don't watch too much of Theo, not saying that I don't like it. It's just, you know, I just haven't seen too much of it. Maybe we'll do some on the channel. That'd be dope. But I'm just saying, like, it just seemed like every time I see him, it seemed like he's just battling with something deep down inside. I mean, we all are, but just, you know, he really wears it on his skin, like, you know, like just like a shirt, bro. Like, it just is there, and I could just feel that, you know, like, what's going on. Like, I want to just say, like, fuck the cameras, what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
When you make him. Sometimes it's better to just sit back and let him beat you up a little bit, like how Joe Rogan did after Bill absolutely dismantled him.
A lot of people walk down the street with a mask on.
Let's not start this, Joe.
Do you, though?
Let's not start this.
But before Rogan gets humbled by Bill, a quick word from our sponsor.
No!
Are you tired of receiving those spam calls from...
No. Well, yeah, I am. In fact, I might even come back to listen to this, man. You know, whatever.
To start your 2-week free trial.
Acting like we know what's up. I just love how wearing a mask became like this like soft thing that you were doing, like being courteous. Being courteous. Why is it for bitches? That was so stupid.
Wearing a mask. First of all,
oh God, you're so tough with your open nose and throat. See, Joe, and your 5 o'clock shadow. This is a man right here.
He often reminds people it's okay to laugh at themselves.
Right.
Making fun is his way of showing love towards someone. A perfect example of this is Bill's endless jokes towards Colin Cowherd, who hosted a sports radio show on ESPN. Him and Bill are great friends, which is why Colin knows to just laugh when Bill is sending shots his way.
A lot of people think that they're uncomfortable.
Why do you got this big ass damn podium?
With my elevation. Are you uncomfortable with it?
No, I just see all of your insecurities.
Your giant desk. When guys come and sit on the couch, I go right after them. Do you respect me for that?
No, I don't. Your big dumb desk hiding behind your microphone.
And don't even think about asking Bill a dumb question.
You're in your comedy prime right now. Like, this is, you got about 8 years left.
How do you judge that?
Because your energy level is high, you're nimble. I mean, dude.
And what do you do? I'm not like an athlete. I'm going to blow out an Achilles and I can't write a joke anymore.
Like I said, Colin knows how to laugh it off and remain in good spirits.
Right. But it's not that bad, bro. Like, really, you just talk, you know, like, if you just got a little bit of thick skin, you know, he's not that bad. Like, I mean, yeah, he could probably rub you the wrong way at times or whatever, but, you know, he says what he was on his mind, and he kind of says it in a humbling but funny way where you can at least laugh at it, because some people say what's on their mind, and it just fucking hurts. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, damn, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
People think Bill is actually the insecure one. Sometimes a harmless question is asked, and Bill is the one who takes it the wrong way.
Bill, are you the head writer on the show, or how do you work in the writers' room on the show? Because you write your stand-up specials, you know, obviously you're a writer, but you've never really written on a sitcom before. If you go through your credits, you hadn't really been on a show before.
Why'd you have to bring that up? Just right out of the gate, he goes negative. Never really saw you write on anything before, Bill. There was all these other nice things on your IMDb page I could have brought up, but I noticed this one glaring thing that you've never done.
Sure, maybe the interviewer could have rephrased the question to, how different is writing comedy on a show versus on stage? It was pretty clear this guy was not trying to offend him. The same thing can be said about this interviewer.
I think he was just trying to make a joke out of it, though, because there's nothing wrong. Sometimes when I tell people when they start YouTube or they try to talk in front of a camera, talk with people, it's sometimes good to be so comfortable with the elephant in the room that you feeding it peanuts by the time you get started, man. And what I mean by that is if you going on stage, man, you scared to death that everybody is watching you. Everybody's watching you. Everybody's seeing you. What should I do? Well, oh my God, just announce it, acknowledge it. You know, come on stage. I come on stage and I'll be like, whoo, look at all these damn people staring at me, boy. Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is intimidating. But that's not why we're here. Today we're here, you know, it's just, just anything. It's just like being so comfortable with the elephant in the room. Like, they're seeing me. They see me getting nervous. Like, you know, you're not going to hide it. You know, you're not gonna hide it. And sometimes it's like, instead of being openly awkward and nervous, it's like, damn, you know, shit, roll with the punches.
Here in the MLB Fan Cave, hanging out with actor-comedian Bill Burr.
I like that you said actor-comedian.
Well, you're an
I usually go
comedian,
actor.
yeah.
Look, dude, if you saw my IMDb page, you'd definitely know it was comedian, actor. Yeah, it's a quick read.
After all, Bill admits himself that he had a hard time understanding people's intentions throughout his whole life, which usually led to anger or jokes. If someone was really nice, I would just be like, get away from me. If someone was an asshole, it's like, oh, that seems familiar. For whatever reason, I don't like being complimented. Well, fortunately for Bill, he didn't have to worry about being complimented on this next one, because he made enemies with the entire city of Philadelphia after they relentlessly booed him during his set.
I remember that. That's when I first heard of Bill Burr, was his infamous rant, bro. I remember doing that long time over on the On Demand channel, bro. Y'all check that out, bro. I still probably got it out. I need to do a refresher of that.
Developing as a comedian in the 90s and early 2000s, he gained some notoriety on Comedy Central Presents and through regular appearances in The Chappelle Show. But many attribute a large jump in Bill's popularity to the Opie and Anthony radio show, where he's regularly been a guest over the years. In 2006, many Opie and Anthony show regulars were on the Traveling Virus Comedy Tour, such as Tracy Morgan, Bob Saget, Ralphie May, and Patrice O'Neal, to name a few.
Man, shout out to my boy Patrice.
The tour was very successful, with the second show in the lineup breaking Jay Leno's record for the most tickets sold for a comedy show at New Jersey's PNC Bank Arts Center. However, the third show in Camden, New Jersey, just across the Delaware River from Philadelphia, didn't go nearly as well. The drunk and unruly Philly crowd on a hot afternoon outdoor show set the tone by booing the opening act off stage. They'd continued to behave poorly and on the verge of booing the rest of the night, as those who had yet to perform were dreading their set. Tracy Morgan gave up 7 minutes into a 20-minute set. Bob Saget and Patrice O'Neal did well, but Bill wasn't having it with this crowd. He got defensive on behalf of his comedian friends, which led to an all-out roast session from the beginning.
Oh, all you people. You know what, you f***ing losers? I hope you all f***ing die, and I hope the f***ing Eagles never win the Super Bowl. Go f*** yourselves.
Oh yeah, he wasn't holding back.
No, he wasn't.
Let's talk about heart disease, something you're all gonna f***ing die of, and I'm gonna laugh at your f***ing funerals.
But then he won the crowd, bro. That's what's crazy.
Great. You're all gonna get f***ing cancer, which is fantastic, because all your f***ing heads are shaved anyways. No one's even gonna notice.
If you can believe it, it gets so much worse.
No,
every
it gets
minute that
better.
goes by, he decimates every possible thing about Philadelphia. He says if there was a terrorist attack on Philly, nobody would care.
Rocky is your hero. The whole pride of your city is built around a f***ing guy who doesn't even exist.
A man interrupts him from the crowd. Bill responds.
What do you have to say, sir? Never passed the f***ing 8th grade. What brilliant shit are you gonna f***ing tell me, huh? Go back to the dock and go unload some shit. You warehouse working, weed smoking, disappointment for your mother.
Obviously, most people were offended, but others started to respect his determination to fight an entire crowd of angry people.
7 minutes left. 7 motherfucking minutes left. And I'm doing all f***ing 7.
As the minutes count down, the insults progressively get more bleak, until the end where he says he wishes he had a weapon to use on every single person in the crowd. And in some backwards twist of fate, they loved it, and cheered for him as he quadrupled down on his hatred towards them while walking off stage.
Listen, I'm out of time. You guys were here, man. Thank you very much. All of you go f*** yourselves in your own house. Have a good night.
Bill single-handedly destroyed everything the city of Philadelphia loves, and they cheered for him as he left the stage. This rant made national headlines. Bill's fame leveled up immensely, but he claims it didn't help him sell more tickets. It definitely stamped his persona.
Well, I didn't notice him then, but that was one of the first things that I seen to him.
Of being an unruly jerk with a short temper that will say literally anything that is on his mind. In retrospect, Bill believes he was unprofessional and threw gas on the Philly crowd fire. He doesn't regret it, but he never wanted people to think that he is just a shock jock with a loud mouth. He spent the next decade proving to the world that he is actually an artistic comedian who is just a tad bit savage at times. And he did his best trying to be sensitive during his interview with Ethan Klein, but eventually he ran out of patience. Ethan Klein is one half of the H3H3 duo with his wife, Hila. Ethan developed a reputation on YouTube over the years for being a hilarious reaction channel. He created iconic skits and bits
look at this nigga, bro. He a weirdo, bro.
that are worthy of being considered YouTube Hall of Fame. In short, people thought he was funny. But while sitting across from a comic legend on the H3 podcast, Ethan was nervous.
You know what I mean? If you went to whatever Comic-Con of podcasting, would you be nervous?
Yes.
All right. Well, you're an apprehensive
talking
person.
to a nervous guy.
I'm so neurotic. I am nervous. I'm nervous right now.
Okay.
Very nervous.
I don't think that's going to help the show.
Despite this, Ethan remained pretty smooth for the first hour, but he would interrupt Bill a lot.
I mean, you're
I mean, he's doing this. I mean, how much? What does that do? You need
you got this kicked out of you for a while.
So it's OCD.
You're kind of looking. Oh, yours? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to diagnose you. I have no idea.
You could tell Bill was getting increasingly more frustrated when he would be trying to answer a question, then Ethan would just say, right, and try to finish his answer for him. However, things got really awkward when Ethan started pressing a question that Bill did not want to answer.
It seems like you're in love with your daughter, hearing you talk about her on the podcast.
Jesus Christ. Well, you're pretty perceptive. It seems like you care about your own child.
Listen.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? It seems like you love something that you created. Like, yes,
And you also had a zillion kids, so I mean, yeah.
Really? How many siblings do you have?
I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Yeah,
oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will
by all means,
compromise
keep
your
talking
privacy.
about it. Is there any way you can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
seriously?
Yeah, no, dude. There's fucking lunatics out there.
Okay.
No, real time.
Off the air, I'll tell you.
All right.
Jeez.
No, he's right.
I love how surprised he is. Jeez.
Well, you can mention the amount.
There's absolutely crazy people out there.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't want to
real,
answer a
like-
question, a good podcaster would probably just skip right over it.
Yeah, and not make them feel bad about it. Like, oh yeah, jeez, like, nigga, what are you talking about, bro? Like, there's weird people out there, like Sniper Wolf, fucking really come to your house and shit, be weird, bro. Like, come on now. Going to pick up my food, y'all.
Move on. To give Ethan the benefit of the doubt, he was still pretty new to podcasting. Ethan clearly thought Bill's reasoning for not answering the question was silly, but some people genuinely take their privacy seriously. Ethan saying, geez, comes off extremely childish and will make someone with a short temper blow a fuse. Bill held it together for the most part, but his patience was running out.
When you were getting booed by thousands of people in Philly.
I was like, when you said my favorite YouTube video, I was like, oh God, not the Philly thing again.
Yeah.
And then you did the Sherry's Berries. I was like, I love this podcast. Now I hate you.
Oh no.
I love it. What can I do? I love that.
I'm joking.
But it was great though, bro. You gotta take the good with the bad.
No, I'm not gonna ask you.
Were bullied. You've been booed before.
You've talked about this a lot.
Yeah, probably more than the grape lady.
I didn't realize.
No, but go ahead. Let's do it.
Well,
Let's
now
do it.
I frankly,
I like making you.
I like making you. Skip it.
I like making you uncomfortable.
Again, this subject was something Bill did not want to talk about, and when he called
maybe they should just go over topics before, like, you know what I'm saying?
Ethan out on it, Ethan got defensive. Nevertheless, Bill talked about the Philly incident, and he wasn't happy about it.
Well, I love that moment. I love everything you do. The great.
This is how you turn it around. I made you uncomfortable. Now you fucking sit there and compliment me.
I almost made it through without making an ass of myself. I got so close.
What are you talking about? I had a great time.
I did too. I really did.
I hope you did. I'm worried about you.
I did.
Thank God
I'm playing it up. I'm playing it up.
All right.
But I'm trying to be funny, but...
This was just an hour of Bill Burr shattering Ethan's ego when an online joker meets a real comedian. This situation was very similar to the
He'd rip my shit to shreds, boy. I know. But see, here's the thing, like, you got to know how to read a room, bro. You got to know how to respect people. Like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that my show would have been better than his, but maybe you know, just knowing how to talk to people goes a long way. You know, not already being very awkward already, because this is like, you know, some people, like comedians, they don't play games. You know, like they will roast the shit out of you. They already got their mind is like extensive. Like that's crazy. You know, a lot of people can be YouTubers. Not a lot of YouTubers can be comedians.
Theo Von episode. On the surface, these awkward podcasts with Ethan and Theo seem harmless. Bill is just being himself and ends both pods saying he had a great time. But it negatively affected Ethan more than you'd imagine. Many people called Ethan too sensitive.
And after that episode with Bill Burr, I came home
Look at him.
And that's when I started taking antidepressants.
Oh, stop. Just stop.
It was soul crushing. It felt like a rock bottom for me because I was having a hard time with the podcast and interviews in general. And that for me was just kind of like the culmination of a lot of stress.
And that this was a reality check considering all the people he had made fun of over the years. But Ethan had Bill back 1 year later, and it went great. However, there was one time where it seemed like Bill was the one who was genuinely uncomfortable around an interviewer. A small production called Southside Steve TV on 100.5 Rock Radio interviewed Bill in 2008. Bill was immediately put off by the man's weird style and country attire, sizing him up immediately. Steve made a critical error, asking a comedian to tell a joke during an interview.
Dude, don't do that. Like, that's lame. That's like asking a rapper to spit something. I used to hate when people did do that. Like, I get it, but it's about being more professional. Like, yeah, if this is your only shot, yeah, do what you got to do. If Beyonce calls you up on stage, but you ain't fucking Beyonce. And you're not Jay-Z. And you ain't even Bow Wow. Like, motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? Say that respectfully. Like, at the end of the day, bro, like, you know, you just ain't, a lot of people ain't shit, and they smell their own shit, and they think they're like, oh, I'm gonna tell you to do something because you're on my platform, and I'm the best. It's like, shut up. You know, I would never put anybody in that, I would never try to put anybody in that uncomfortable position to be like, oh, do this, put you on the spot. Like, nah, man, you know, get some time to prepare for it, because you got to put up a setup. You need to be ready. I guess you need to be ready, but still, like, you know, just be an asshole. Like.
So I figure I toss you a mic and you go.
And I'm going to do stand-up in front of 9 people in a radio station? No, I'm not doing that.
Right. You're taking the fun out of Southside Steve TV.
I'll take, how about I give you $5 and I want to watch you line dance and I'm a racist cowboy.
I don't know how to line dance, dude.
Bro, get your fat foot ass, boy. Fat shoe ass.
It's hard to tell whether Southside Steve is just a character or if he actually is just obnoxious and clueless.
I think that's
okay. Are you a racist?
No, I'm not a racist.
But Bill always makes sure to get a few jabs in.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the first guy who gets his ass kicked in a Steven Seagal movie.
Bill jokingly said that this was the worst interview he has ever done. And in true Bill fashion, he did an interview years later and bonded with the man.
That last video we did, a lot of people thought that like I was seriously upset with you.
No.
At least on YouTube. I can't believe that there's morons on YouTube that didn't believe that I was having a good time.
You think that we're not friends? You think we don't walk away from this and hug it out? I like this guy.
Just because he has a NASCAR accent and I sound like some prick from Boston,
exactly,
doesn't mean we can't find a common ground.
Yet despite all of Bill's roasts, jokes, laughing at people, he hates when people make fun of comedians. Kill Tony is a live comedy show that takes place every week in Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah, I seen
The show
that.
is hosted by
dope.
comedians
That's
Tony
dope.
Hinchcliffe and Brian
boy,
Redband, who invite a
dead.
celebrity guest, which is typically famous comedians, to join their panel. The premise of the show is simple. Invite aspiring comedians on stage to do a 1-minute set, then roast them for how bad they are in front of a live crowd.
Right, which is kind of fucked up, but it develops what you need. Tough skin. Need thick skin, man.
Some people, it's their first time doing comedy. Others have been doing it for a few years. And as you can imagine, most of these sets are boring, unfunny, lacking structure, and result in awkward, loud silences from the crowd. Everyone participating in the show understands the structure, and they look at it as constructive criticism for the comedian. Theoretically, it will make them better and let them develop thicker skin. However, when Bill came on the show, he wasn't familiar with the format, and after the first guest, he hated it.
Just compliment someone, put it in the context of a joke, and an idiot will make a fool of himself. Sorry.
No, that was funny.
How much time do I have left?
Wow, it's a really casual set for you, huh? Maybe not.
You would have picked one guy. You would have done that. We were shitting on him. He thought it would work. It didn't work.
Yeah.
This is fucking brutal. Is this going to be an hour of this? I don't want to do this to people. It's fucking horrible. Nobody can be funny in a fucking minute. It's stupid.
Oh, no, it happens.
Fucking 2 seconds.
Oh, it happens a lot. Jesse just took a real bullet
fuck
there.
this. You don't even... Fuck this. This is stupid. It's stupid. You're fine.
He shitted on the whole show. He shitted on the whole concept.
Bill quickly tried to console the guy and shifted the negativity and jokes towards Tony.
There's one more, and then I'm out. All right? There's another one mean just to be fucking mean. I'm not doing this for fucking... trying to bring it up here.
I love it. Jesse, you did so bad, one of our guests is about to quit. I don't know what else to tell you.
Oh, if there's a negative lining, Tony will find it. There it is, right between the ray of sunshine. There's that little nugget of negativity. You fucking smarmy fucking.
Got his
then
ass.
Bill was trying to give genuine advice to the comics.
Right.
Yeah, I would just say, just slow down a little bit.
No. See, that's not the thing of the show. They need somebody to do that. It's because it's like, really, it seems like they're just bringing people on, roasting them, and that is the comedy of the comedy show. It's like, if you do good, great. But we're going to get your ass, though.
Okay. Slow down a little bit, and just the more you do your jokes, the more they'll come off natural. I would just slow down a little bit.
Okay. Cool.
That's it. It's not a threat. It's just,
But when one of the aspiring comics actually had a good set, Bill decided to give him a few jabs.
Like, what's the government?
This dude's a fucking psycho, man. This guy is gonna get his own show, and he's gonna be a fucking lunatic. Like, he has no remorse, no guilt, no fucking responsibility for your own actions. You're a fucking dirtbag, man.
For the next hour, Bill barely said anything. You could tell he didn't like the format and just kind of sat painstakingly through the entire show. Now, 7 years later, Kill Tony is at its peak. They are more popular than ever and have had a broad range of massive celebrities come on, yet Bill Burr never returned. Although at times he is aggressive, intimidating, and quick to reveal uncomfortable truths, his jokes are a sign of showing love. He is actually a sensitive guy who just wants people to be the best version of themselves.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I like that, bro. And that was a good way to end it, bro. That was very quick and weird. But, you know, that was a good way to end it, bro. At the end of the day, shout out to Bill Burr. I think Bill Burr is one of those comedians that, you know, once they're gone, bro, you know, they'll start thinking about the different things he used to say and different things that he used to do, and they'll appreciate him. Like, and that's why I appreciate Patrick for even, you know, creating a spotlight on him, you know, just for the reactors to react to it, because, man, at the end of the day, bro, Bill Burr is a legend. You know what I'm saying? He's funny, he's witty, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's a really cool guy. I definitely want to meet him, bro. And, you know, he's in a lot of cool shit. I was just watching Breaking Bad the other day, and, you know, even though he wasn't playing a funny role in that, he was a good actor, bro. Like, it was just good, bro. Genuinely well-rounded entertainer, bro. So, you know, at the end of the day, bro, I want to hear what y'all got to think, man. I want to hear what y'all got to think. Go down below. Let your boy know, man. What do y'all think about this, man? And I'll see y'all in the next video.